Hi students, in yesterday class we are discussed about the hydrides. Hydrides means hydrogen is combined with any other element to the formation of a binary compounds. That binary compounds are called as a hydrides. In these hydrides are classified into three types. They are the ionic hydrides, covalent hydrides and interstitial hydrides. In yesterday class we are discussed about the ionic hydrides. Ionic hydrides means hydrogen is combined with S block elements to the formation of a binary compounds. That binary compounds are called as a ionic hydrides. Generally S block elements means first A group of elements and second A group of elements strongly heated of the first A or second A group of elements on the passage of the by the passage of the H2 gas to the formation of a ionic hydrides. These ionic hydrides are also called as a salt hydrides or saline like hydrides. These are the stoichiometric hydrides. That means coefficients of the reactants and coefficients of the products same mass are same products and reactants. That means the mass of the products and the mass of the reactants having the similar. That means no loss or no gain. So the type of reactions and the valency of the elements, every element is the clear and the obeys the same conditions. That means the valency is combining capacity of the element. That is the every element having the definite valency that obeys that elements in that ionic hydrides. So they are called as a stoichiometric hydrides. And then the physical properties of the ionic hydrides are the crystalline solids majorly, and then these are does not act as a conductors in dry state, in molten state or aqueous state. These are acts as a good conductors. And then chemical properties, these are more violently reacted with water and acids. At the same time water and acids react with and then formation of liberation of a H2 gas, and the electrolysis of the ionic hydrides, liberation of the H2 gas at anodes. At the same time lithium hydride does not react with O2 and Cl2 because this hydride involving in the synthesis with aluminum chloride to the formation of LiAlH4, lithium aluminum hydride. This is the ionic hydride. This discussed in last class. Now in this class we are discuss about the next type of hydride. That is that hydride is the covalent hydride, or it is also known as a molecular hydride. So covalent hydride or molecular hydride. What is the meaning of the covalent hydride or molecular hydride? Covalent or molecular hydride means hydrogen is combined with p block elements. Hydrogen is combined with any one p block element. P block means third A to seventh A. Zero group of elements does not involve in the formation of any one compounds. So in the P block means third A to seventh A group of elements. Any one element is combined with hydrogen and the formation of a binary compounds. That compounds are called as a covalent hydrides or molecular hydrides. Once again I repeat, the hydrogen element is combined with P block elements like third A group of elements to the fourth, fifth, seventh A group of element. Any one element is combined with hydrogen, then the formation of a binary compound. That binary compounds are called as a covalent hydrides or molecular hydrides. These covalent or molecular hydrides again classified into three types. They are the first one is the electron deficient hydrides, and second one electron precise hydrides, and third one electron rich hydrides. So in this covalent or molecular hydrides are again classified into three types. The first one is the electron deficient hydrides, second one is the electron precise hydrides, and third one is the electron rich hydrides. In this first one, electron deficient hydrides. What is the meaning of the electron deficient hydrides? Electron deficient hydrides means in these hydrides, that means these are the compounds. In these compounds does not having the sufficient number of the valency electrons for the formation of the normal covalent bonds. The type of hydrides are called as a electron deficient hydrides. For example, this type of hydrides generally in P block 13th or 3rd A group of elements. 13th or 3rd A group of elements are combined with hydrogen, then the formation of a electron deficient hydrides. Once again I repeat the definition of the electron deficient hydrides. In the hydrides, the does not having the sufficient number of the valency electrons for the formation of the normal covalent bonds. For example, BH3 in this boron is a 3rd A group of elements in boron family. First element is the BH3. In this case, the boron atom is combined with only 3 hydrogens because the boron atomic number is 5 and the electronic configuration is helium 2s2 2p1. It is the ground state, and then excited state because of p orbital contains two incomplete vacant orbitals. So in this s electron is jumps from s orbital to the p orbital. Then in the first excited state 2s1 2px1 2py1. That means s orbital contains single unpaired electron, p orbital contains 2 unpaired electrons. So totally 3 electrons are here. These 3 electrons are end on end overlap with s orbital of the hydrogen. Thus s orbital contains single unpaired electrons. Then the formation of a bonds. 3 covalent bonds are formed, and then it having the one vacant orbital is here. So in the total electrons in this molecule, total electrons 1 2 3, each bond having the 2 electrons, so totally 6 electrons are here. According to the octet electronic configuration, the number of electrons only 6, does not 8, so it does not obeys the octet electronic configuration. So it having the one vacant p orbital. So this type of element compounds are called as a electron deficient compound. In that case, this is the one type of hydride, so it is called as a electron deficient hydride. Electron deficient hydride. In this case, generally this type of hydrides are acts as a Lewis acids. What is the meaning of the Lewis acid? Lewis acid means any substance which accept the electron pair. Any substance which is accept the electron pairs, that type of substances are called as a Lewis acid. Otherwise, any substance which can donate a pair of electrons to the other substances, then the type of substances are called acts as a Lewis bases. Lewis acid, Lewis base. Lewis acid, Lewis base. That means that acid base theory depends on the electron pairs. Based on the electron pairs. So any substance which is accept the electron pair, then the formation of a coordinate covalent bond, that type of substances are acts as a Lewis acids. Any substance which is donate a pair of electrons, then the formation of a coordinate covalent bond, then the type of substances are acts as a are called as a Lewis bases. So in this electron deficient compound, it contains one lone pair, one vacant orbital. So any substance which can donate a pair of electrons, electrons, then this substance easily accept the electrons and then formation of a coordinate covalent bond. So this type of compounds are acts as a electron deficient hydrides or electron deficient compounds. Like that, in this case hydrides, these are called as a electron deficient hydrides. Once again I repeat, electron deficient hydrides. That means the hydrides which does not having the sufficient number of electrons for the formation of the covalent, normal covalent bonds. The type of hydrides are called as a electron deficient hydrides. In periodic table, 13th group or third A group of elements are forms this type of hydrides, and then this type of hydrides are acts as a Lewis acids. Lewis acids. Example BH3, AlH3 like. Okay. And then the second type of hydride is electron precise hydrides. What is the meaning of the precise? Precise means exact, similar. Precise means exact or similar. This type of hydrides, the definition is this type of hydrides having the exact number of electrons for the formation of normal covalent bonds. The type of hydrides are called as a electron precise hydrides. Hydrides in which having the exact number of valency electrons for the formation of a normal covalent bonds. That hydrides are called as a electron precise hydrides. Generally in periodic table, 14th or 4th A group of elements or forms this type of hydrides. For example, carbon is combined with 4 hydrogens to formation of a CH4, and silicon, it is combined with hydrogen to formation of a SiH4, like the examples of these hydrides. In this methane molecule, the carbon atomic number is 6 and the electronic configuration is 2s2 2p2. In the excited state, one s electron is jumps from the s orbital to the p orbital, and then first excited state, the electronic configuration is 2s1 2px1 2py1 2pz1. So the orbital notation 1 2 3. These 4 unpaired electrons of the carbon is end on end overlap with 4 s orbitals of the hydrogen, and then the formation of a 4 covalent bonds. In these 4 covalent bonds, the each covalent bond, that means hydrogen, 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 each bond having the 2 electrons. So 1 2 3 4, 4 2s are 8. So in this molecule contains 8 electrons. So it obeys the octet electronic configuration. So this molecule is the stable. This molecule is the stable. So this type of hydrides are called as a electron precise hydrides. That means in these hydrides, the valency electrons or the exact number of the valency electrons, more, not a more or not a less, exact number of the valency electrons are present. They are formation of a normal covalent bonds and the formation of a stable molecule. In this molecules CH4 SiH4, like these molecules, the bond angle, the geometry of the molecules are the tetrahedral. And then these type of hydrides are acts as a good reducing agents. That means easily involved in the oxidation. And then the third type of the hydride is the electron rich hydrides. Electron rich hydrides means these type of hydrides which contain more number of valency electrons than required to the formation of a normal covalent bonds. The type of hydrides are called as a electron rich hydrides. That means more number of electrons. So generally in periodic table in P block, 15th group or 5th A group, 16th group or 6th A group, 17th group or seventh A group of elements are combined with hydrogen, then the formation of a hydrides. That hydrides are called as a electron rich hydrides. That hydrides are called as a electron rich hydrides. In these hydrides, more number of valency electrons are present than the formation of normal covalent bonds, then required the formation of the normal covalent bond. The type of compounds are called as a electron rich hydrides. In these electron rich hydrides, central atom in a molecules, that means hydrides, the central atom contains 1 or 2 or 3 lone pair of electrons are present. 1 or 2 or 3 number of electrons, lone pair of electrons are present. For example, the 15th group, for example, ammonia. In this ammonia, one lone pair of electron is present. For example, in 16th group, oxygen, H2O. In the oxygen, 2 lone pair of electrons are present. And then 17th group, HF. In this F element contains 3 lone pair of electrons are present. So more number of lone pair of electrons are here. So these molecules can easily donate a pair of electrons to the formation of a D2 bond or coordinate covalent bond. So these type of molecules or hydrides are acts as a Lewis bases. What is the meaning of the Lewis base acid? Lewis acid means any compound which are, that means in these hydrides, which are accept the electron pairs to the formation of a coordinate covalent bond. The substances of that hydrides are called as a electron deficient hydrides. In this case, electron rich hydrides, that means any compound which are donate a pair of electrons, then the formation of a coordinate covalent bond or D2 bond. The type of hydrides are called as a electron rich hydrides. For example, in this ammonia, nitrogen can easily donate one lone pair of electron and then formation of a coordinate covalent bond. And the water molecule, oxygen, can easily donate 2 lone pair of electrons. In fluorine atom, it can easily donate 3 lone pair of electrons. Okay, these are called as a electron rich hydrides. These are acts as a Lewis bases. For example, ammonia, water, HF. These are the covalent or molecular hydrides. Covalent or molecular hydrides are classified into 3 types. They are the electron deficient hydrides, electron precise hydrides, electron rich hydrides. Electron deficient means the valency electrons are very short. That means less number of valency electron for the formation of the normal covalent bond. The type of hydrides are called as a electron deficient. Then exact number of the valency electrons are present and the formation of a normal covalent bonds, that is called as a electron precise hydrides. And then electron rich hydrides, that means more than valency electrons, more is present than required to the formation of a normal covalent bond. The type of hydrides are called as a electron rich hydrides. And then the next type of hydride is the metallic hydrides or interstitial hydrides. Interstitial or metallic hydrides. What is the meaning of the interstitial or metallic hydrides? Interstitial or metallic hydrides means the hydrogen is combined with D or F block elements to the formation of a hydrides. The type of hydrides are called as a interstitial hydrides or metallic hydrides. Interstitial hydrides or metallic hydrides means hydrogen is combined with D or F block elements. What is the meaning of the D block? D block means 3rd B to 7th B, 8th, 1st B and 2nd B. This type of, in groups, this type of any element is combined with hydrogen in the formation of a binary compound. The type of compounds are called as a interstitial or metallic hydrides. Because of this D block, totally all are the metals, not a non-metal, not a liquid, not a anything other. It is a D block, completely metals. And then F block elements, 3rd B group, belongs to the totally all are the metals. So these metals are D or F block metals are combined with hydrogen and the formation of a binary compounds, the type of hydrides are called as a interstitial hydrides or metallic hydrides. Okay, these are both are the metals, so these are combined with hydrogen and then formation of hydrides are called as a metallic hydrides. But what is the meaning of the interstitial? In this, these total all are the metals. Metals means this is a substance, metallic substance, for example any one taken into the metal. In this, metallic atoms are arranged in the particular order. In the particular order, this is the metal. In this metal, the metallic atoms are arranged into a regular pattern. Okay, and then in this metal, these are the metallic atoms, and then these metals are heated, and then passage of the H2 gas on the surface of the metal. Then these hydrogens are occupies the space in between the metal atoms in a metal. Sir, I can't understood. Clearly listen. This is the metal. In this metal, the metallic atoms are arranged into a regular order, a particular order. In this arrangement of these atoms and then this metal heated and then passes the H2 gas on the surface of the metal. Then on heating, these hydrogen atoms are occupy the spaces of the metallic atoms. This space is called as a interstitial space. Interstitial space. That means hydrogens are occupy the in between the metallic atoms in a metal. That space is called as a interstitial. So this type of hydrides are called as a interstitial hydrides. Interstitial hydrides. So hydrogen is combined with D or F block elements and the formation of a hydrides. That hydrides are called as a interstitial hydrides or metallic hydrides. For example, zinc is combined with hydrogen, formation of a zinc hydride, and chromium is combined with hydrogen, formation of a chromium hydride. In this D block 7, 8, 9, these three groups of the elements does not the formation of the interstitial or metallic hydrides, does not the formation of the these type of hydrides. So this gap, that means 7, 8, 9 in normal numbers of the groups, that means 7, 8, 9, these three groups are does not formation of this type of hydrides. So these three groups of the gap is called as a hydride gap. This gap is called as a hydride gap. And then sixth group is also does not involve in the formation of the interstitial or metallic hydrides, but in the sixth group only chromium is involved in the formation of a interstitial or metallic hydrides. So otherwise chromium sixth group is also does not involve on the formation of the interstitial or metallic hydrides. This gap is called as a hydride gap. And then these hydrides are the non-stoichiometric hydrides. Non-stoichiometric hydrides, that means generally hydrogen according to the valency bond theory or according to the valency of the electrons, it can form only one bond, but in this case it is easily can forms more than one bond. That means does not follows this type of valency rules. So this type of does not following this type of rules, the type of hydrides or the type of compounds are called as a non-stoichiometric hydrides. Non-stoichiometric hydrides. This type of compounds are acts as a better conducting of the electricity or thermal conductivity. compared to the main pure metal of the compounds. Pure metal of the compounds. This is the interstitial or metallic hydrides. And then the next concept is water. It is the very important molecule. This is one type of hydride also. Hydrogen is combined with oxygen atom to the formation of a molecule. This is the water. In this water, the oxygen atom is undergoes sp3 hybridization. Generally, sp3 hybridization, the geometry of the molecule is tetrahedral. But in this case, this water molecule, the shape of the water molecule is the V shape or angular shape. V shape or angular shape. And then in sp3 hybridization, according to the bond angle is obtained 109 degrees 28 seconds. But in this case, the bond angle is 104.5 degrees. Because of oxygen contains two lone pairs, and according to the VSEPR theory, the repulsions in between the lone pair of electrons and the bond pair of electrons, then the bond angle is decreases from 109 degrees to the 104 degrees. The shape will be changed. That means geometry also change. The geometry is changes from tetrahedral to the V shape or angular shape. This is the water. These water molecules can easily forms hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding. So in this hydrogen bonding formation of the water molecules, due to this reason, this water molecule having the higher boiling point. The mass of this molecule is very less. For example, this molecule mass is oxygen having the 16 and hydrogen having the 2, totally 18 the mass. So mass is increases, the boiling point is also increases. But similarly, the next hydride of this group, H2S. So in this case, H2S having the mass is sulfur having the 32 plus 2, 34. So mass increases, the boiling point is also increases generally. But in this case, the water molecule having the nearly 100 degrees centigrade Celsius of the temperature, boiling point. But in this case, H2S is very less comparatively water, because this water molecules formation of a hydrogen bonding. Otherwise, in H2S molecule does not the formation of a intermolecular hydrogen bonding. This is the very important question. Water having the higher boiling point than hydrogen sulfide. Why? Because water molecules having the formation of a in between the intermolecular hydrogen bonds. So it having the higher boiling point. H2S, hydrogen sulfide, does not formation of a intermolecular hydrogen bonds. So it does not having the higher boiling points. Okay, this is the main reason. And then it is involved in the number of chemical reactions. They are the, we'll see in step by step. First of all, this water molecule is acts as a amphoteric nature. What is the meaning of the amphoteric nature? Amphoteric or amphoteric nature means water is a good solvent for the ionic compounds and the covalent compounds, and the formation of the good solvent for the ionic compounds and covalent compounds. This water is acts as a acid as well as base. In that acid, we are already discussed about the one type of acid base. They are the Lewis acid, Lewis base. But this water molecules does not act as a Lewis acid, Lewis base. This water molecule is acts as a Bronsted acid and Bronsted base. What is the meaning of the Bronsted acid or Bronsted base? Bronsted acid means any substance which can donate H plus ion, which can donate H plus ion, that substances are acts as a are called as a Bronsted acid. Otherwise, Bronsted base. Any substance which are acts of the are taken to the H plus ion. The type of substances are called as a Bronsted base. Donate the H plus ion is called as a Bronsted acid. Accept the H plus ion, that is called as a Bronsted base. In this case, water molecule is acts as a both Bronsted acid as well as Bronsted base. So this type of molecules having the dual nature, the type of nature is called as a amphoteric nature. The type of nature is called as a amphoteric nature. What is the meaning of the amphoteric nature? Amphoteric nature means water molecule is acts as a Bronsted acid as well as Bronsted base. That nature is called as a amphoteric nature. When water molecule is acts as a Bronsted acid, when the water molecule is acts as a Bronsted base, in that concept, this water molecule is react with any base, any type of base. This is a base. So this base is react with water. So this water is react with base. So it is acts as a acid. It is acts as a acid. That means water molecules can act as a Bronsted acid. When these are, that means water molecule is react with any other bases, then it is acts as a Bronsted acid. Bronsted acid means it can donate H plus ion. It can donate H plus ion. First of all, in this water molecule is dissociated into H plus and OH minus, and then this H plus can donate this molecule, and then it is a base means can donate a pair of electrons to the formation of a coordinate covalent bond. So this nitrogen can donate this pair of electrons to the hydrogen, and then formation of a NH3, one coordinate covalent bond. That means loss of electrons and the formation of a positive charge, and then remaining species is the OH minus. In this case, water molecule is acts as a Bronsted acid. Otherwise, water can react with any one acid, H2S, hydrogen sulfide. It is acts as a acid. So water is react with acid, then it is acts as a Bronsted base. What is the meaning of the Bronsted base? Bronsted base means it can accept the H plus ion. It can accept the H plus ion. So it is the base, it is the acid. First of all, acid is dissociated HS minus plus H plus ion, and then this H plus ion can accept this oxygen atom in the formation of a coordinate covalent bond. That means H3O plus HS minus. In this case, this water molecule is acts as a Bronsted base. In this case, the water molecule is acts as a Bronsted acid. So the water molecules are acts as a Bronsted acid as well as Bronsted base. That nature is called as a amphoteric nature. And then these water molecules are react with metals. That means, for example, sodium metal, taken into sodium metal, 2 moles of sodium metal, and then react with 2 moles of water molecules, sodium having the electropositive charge, and then water is dissociated into H plus and OH minus. In these 2 water molecules are taken, so 2 H plus ions or 2 OH minus ion. In these 2 OH minus ions are combined with sodium metal in the formation of a 2 moles of NaOH plus. In these 2 hydrogens are combined of the electrons from the sodium, taken the sodium, and then formation of a H2 gas. That means these water molecules are react with alkali metals, the formation of a hydroxides and liberation of the H2 gas, and then this water molecule is very, very important in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means the presence of the sunlight. The plants contains the chlorophyll cells, that means green cells. The chlorophylls, in the presence of the chlorophyll cells in a atmospheric air, contains the CO2 gas and then moisture. Both are combined in the presence of the sunlight at chlorophyll cells to the formation of a carbohydrates. That means 6 CO2 plus 6 moles of H2O, both are reacted in the presence of the sunlight at chlorophyll cells. The formation of a C6H12O6 plus 6O2. This is called as a carbohydrate. So this water molecule is used to the formation of a carbohydrate. This is very important reaction. This process is known as a photosynthesis. And then this water molecule easily involved in hydrolysis. What is the meaning of the hydrolysis? Any compound, it is react with water, that process is called as a hydrolysis. Any compound or any substance which are react with water to the formation of a products, then that process is called as a hydrolysis. For example, P4O10 is react with water. The formation of a He3PO4, 4 moles of He3PO4, that means 4 3 are 12. 6 moles of H2O and the formation of a 4 moles of phosphoric acid. This process, that means this compound is react with water. So this process is known as a hydrolysis. And then water molecule is formation of a hydrated salts. What is the meaning of the hydrated and anhydrated? Any substance which does not react with water, which are combined with water, that salts, only this type of compounds are formation of a salts. Salts are combined with or absorbed with water molecules. The type of compounds or the type of salts are called as a hydrated salts. For example, CuSO4, copper sulfate. In this copper sulfate, no water molecules are here, so this type of salt is called as a anhydrated copper sulfate. Otherwise, in the formation of in the CuSO4 is absorbed the 5 moles of water molecule, so it is combined with water molecule, so this type of salt is called as a hydrated copper sulfate. Any salt which does not having in water molecules, that salts are called as a anhydrated salts. Otherwise, any salt which are combined with water molecules or in the presence of water molecules, that salts are called as a hydrated salts. In IP, very important question. In CuSO4.5H2O, that means hydrated copper sulfate contains how many hydrogen bonds? In the CuSO4, that means CuSO4 minus 2 plus 2. This copper, the directly formation of 4 water molecules with covalent bonds, and then 1 water molecule is combined with intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So any copper sulfate, that is formation of a in 5 molecules of water is here, but only 1 hydrogen bond, intermolecular hydrogen bond is formed in that molecule. Okay, these are the chemical properties of the water, and then the next properties of the water we will discuss in next class. Okay students.